Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to a dark place, like really dark. We're talking about the most painful ways to die. I know, super morbid, but you guys know I'm obsessed with this stuff. It's like a car crash you can't look away from. Okay, before we get started, I need to give you a warning. This video is not for the faint of heart. We're talking graphic details, disturbing images, the whole shebang. So, if you're squeamish, maybe skip this one. Or don't. I'm not your mom. Alright, let's do this. We're about to go on a wild, super messed up ride through the most agonizing ways to kick the bucket. Buckle up, buttercups. This is gonna be intense. Okay, first up, we have death by fire. I'm talking full-on inferno style. Imagine your skin starts blistering, then blackening, the smell of burning flesh filling the air, and the screams, oh my god, the screams. It's like the worst sunburn you can imagine, times 1,000. Every nerve ending in your body is on fire, screaming for relief that's never gonna come. And the worst part? You're fully conscious through all of it. People always say they'd rather burn to death than drown, but honestly? I don't know, man, it seems like pure, unadulterated agony. Like, can you imagine the smell of your own burning flesh? I'm getting chills just thinking about it. And it's not just the flames themselves. The smoke inhalation is just as bad. It's like drowning on dry land, your lungs filling up with soot and ash. Ugh, it's too much, even for me. Let's move on, I need a palate cleanser after that one. Next up we have drowning. Now this one might seem peaceful at first, you know, like you're floating away. But trust me, it's anything but. It starts with this feeling of panic, like a vice grip around your chest. You're gasping for air, but all you get is water rushing into your lungs. That feeling of not being able to breathe, it's primal, you know, it's terrifying. And then there's this burning sensation as the water fills your lungs. It's like your body is fighting with everything it has. But it's a losing battle. You're literally drowning from the inside out. I've heard people say it's like a peaceful surrender at the end, but honestly, I think your brain just tries to shut down from the sheer terror of it all. The thought of that final, desperate gasp for air, it just sends chills down my spine. Ugh, okay, I need a moment after that one. Alright, let's talk about being eaten alive. This one's a doozy, guys. Imagine being dragged away by a pack of wolves, or maybe a pride of lions. The sheer terror as they tear into your flesh, the feeling of their teeth sinking into your bones. And the worst part, they often start eating while you're still alive. Can you imagine that? Feeling every bite, every tear as they devour you piece by piece? It's like something out of a horror movie, but it's all too real. And it's not just the big predators either. Even something as small as a swarm of insects can slowly consume you alive. It's like 1,000 tiny pinpricks of pain all over your body until there's nothing left. I'm getting itchy just thinking about it. This one definitely earns a spot on the list of worst ways to go. Okay, next. Okay, buckle up, because we're going back in time for this one. We're talking historical torture methods. And trust me, they didn't mess around back then. Let's start with the Iron Maiden, shall we? It's basically a human-sized metal coffin lined with spikes. They'd shove you inside, close the door, and yeah, the spikes weren't designed to kill you instantly, oh no. They were strategically placed to cause maximum pain and blood loss. Then there's the Brazen Bull. It's this giant hollow bowl made of bronze. They'd put you inside, light a fire underneath, and basically roast you alive. And the worst part? The bull was designed so your screams would come out sounding like, well, a bull. These are just a couple of examples, guys. We could do a whole series on this stuff, but I think you get the idea. Historical torture methods were brutal, man. It's like they took pleasure in inflicting pain. Okay, I need a break after that one. Let's move on to something a little more modern, shall we? Alright, let's talk about radiation poisoning. This one's a slow burn, literally. You don't feel it at first, but then the symptoms start to kick in. Nausea, vomiting, hair loss, your skin starts to peel away. It's not pretty. And the worst part? It's attacking you from the inside out. Your cells are mutating, your organs are shutting down. It's like your own body is betraying you. And there's no cure, not really. Once you've been exposed to a certain level of radiation, it's just a matter of time. You're just slowly rotting from the inside out. I don't know what's worse, the physical pain or the mental anguish of knowing you're slowly dying with no way to stop it. It's like a ticking time bomb and there's nothing you can do but wait for it to go off. Okay, I need a drink after that one. This is heavy stuff, guys. Next up, we have electrocution. Now this one's quick, I'll give it that, but it's also incredibly violent. Imagine thousands of volts of electricity surging through your body. Your muscles contract, your heart seizes, your brain basically fries. It's like being struck by lightning, only amplified 1,000 times over. People say they smell burning flesh during electrocutions, and honestly, I believe it. It's like your body is literally cooking from the inside out. And the worst part? Sometimes it's not instant. People can survive an electric shock only to be left with horrific burns, neurological damage, or worse. Imagine being trapped in your own body, unable to move or speak after an electric shock. It's terrifying. Okay, I need to go pet my cat after that one. Give me something fluffy and alive after that mental image. Alright, let's talk about crucifixion. This one's a classic, and for good reason. It's a slow, agonizing death. Imagine being nailed to a wooden cross, your weight pulling on your wounds, your lungs struggling to breathe. The pain would be excruciating, obviously, but it's not just the physical pain, it's the humiliation, the exposure, the slow, agonizing death. You're left there to die, exposed to the elements, your body slowly shutting down. People often died from asphyxiation during crucifixion because their body couldn't hold itself up anymore and their lungs would collapse. Can you imagine that? Being so exhausted, so broken that you literally can't breathe anymore? It's a brutal, inhumane way to die. Okay, moving on before I have a full-blown existential crisis. Next up, we have death by dehydration. Now this one might not seem as immediately gruesome as some of the others, but trust me, it's just as bad. Imagine your mouth so dry it feels like sandpaper, your throat closing up, your body screaming for water. The headaches are unbearable. Your vision starts to blur, your organs start shutting down one by one. And the hallucinations start. You see mirages of water, you hear the trickle of a stream, but it's all in your head. Your body basically starts to consume itself, trying to find any source of moisture. It's a slow, agonizing death, and it's even worse when you know there's water nearby, but you can't reach it. Just thinking about that feeling of thirst, that burning in your throat, it's enough to make me want to chug a gallon of water right now. Alright, let's talk about being buried alive. This one's a classic nightmare, and for good reason. The feeling of the dirt closing in around you, the weight of the coffin pressing down, the darkness swallowing you whole. The panic would be overwhelming. You'd claw at the wood, scream until your voice was hoarse, but no one would hear you. You're trapped, alone in the dark, with your own thoughts and the slowly dwindling supply of air. And then there's the physical agony, the pressure on your chest, the feeling of suffocation, the dirt filling your lungs with every desperate gasp. It's a slow, terrifying death. I can't even imagine the feeling of hopelessness, the knowledge that you're going to die alone in the dark. Okay, I need a hug after that one. And last, but certainly not least, we have death by falling from a great height. This one's a doozy because it's a terrifying combination of physical trauma and psychological terror. Imagine plummeting towards the ground, the wind whipping past you, the ground rushing up to meet you. You know the impact is going to be fatal, but there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's the anticipation that gets you. That split second of free fall, where your stomach leaps into your throat and your mind races to comprehend what's happening. It's like a roller coaster from hell, only this time there's no coming back. And then the impact. The shattering of bones, the rupture of organs, the lights going out. It's quick, sure, but it's also incredibly violent. Okay, I think we've had enough death for one day. Let's wrap this up. I need a nap after all that. Oh my god, you guys, we made it. I need a nap and a shower after that one. Seriously though, thanks for coming on this morbid journey with me. I know it was dark, but hey, sometimes you just gotta explore the dark side of life, you know? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if you're feeling brave, tell me what you think the most painful way to die is. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button for more messed up content. Stay safe out there guys, and try not to die in any of the ways we talked about today. Okay, bye.